Hello, I'm Emma Sato, a graphic designer and illustrator in Vancouver, Canada. Between working from home and all the current events going on in the world, I've been really emotionally drained, and I found it pretty hard to do anything creative. But creativity is like a muscle. You have to work it and exercise it for it to stay strong. Collage, also called photo montage, it's a way of creating a new piece of art by combining photographs, paper, into something new. You probably did it back in elementary school, but today I'm going to show you how to take it up a notch. The great thing about collage is you don't need to be able to draw, you don't even need to be an artist. It's all about exploration. Today I'm going to do two types of collage. The first one is going to be traditional with paper, and the second one I'm going to do digitally in Photoshop. Here's what I'm going to be using for the traditional collage. A piece of paper that's a little stiffer for the background. I'm using this Bristol paper. Some scissors or an X-Acto knife. If you're using an X-Acto knife, you'll also want a cutting mat or a cutting board. Some glue, some old magazines, anything with pictures. It's helpful to find a key picture or a piece of a picture that can be the central piece in your collage, and then build the other pieces around that one. So play around with the pieces and try some different arrangements before you commit to one. Can you take elements from one piece and make them interact with another piece in a different way? You could also look for visual elements that they have in common. For example, a color, or a shadow on a similar side, or a similar element like an eye or a hand. For example, I noticed that these flowers had a straight edge on the bottom, and this portrait also had a straight edge. Now that I've figured out an arrangement that I'm happy with, I'm going to take a photo of it in case it gets jostled during the gluing part. I'm going to glue down just the bottom half of this portrait because it's the unifying piece in the collage, and I want to make sure that it's centered appropriately. But I still need to leave the head unglued so that I can put pieces behind it. Now I'm going to start with the pieces that are farthest back in terms of the layering. So that's these little flowers. I'm going to arrange everything here and then glue them and slide them behind. And here's how the final collage turned out. Let's do the digital collage. These are some websites that I love using to find royalty-free stock imagery. They're really high quality. Another place I also use is the Smithsonian Open Access. You gotta search a little bit, but there's some cool stuff there. And also the Library of Congress. They have a lot of materials scanned, really high quality. I'm specifically looking for a picture of Angela Davis. If you don't know who she is, look her up. Now that I've got those saved, I'm opening Photoshop, creating a new file. I'm going to do 8 inches by 10 inches. And I'm going to create first a solid color layer, and I'm going to make that color a slightly off-white so that it has a little bit of a papery feel. Alright, I'm going to go File, Place Linked, and I'm going to select that photo of Angela Davis that I saved. I'm going to place it on my document, and it should open up in a new layer. I'm scaling it to the size I want. Now I'm going to use the lasso tool to trace around the area of the photo that I'm going to keep. In this case, it's going to be her hair, her face, and her hand. So very carefully, I'm going around the outline because this is what's going to stay. When you've got that done, press this little rectangle with a circle inside it, and it'll mask everything away. I'm pressing Command I to flip it back and forth from the part that's masked and the part that it was cut out from, so that I can go back and do the same thing with the hand. I'm going to take the brush tool If the brush tool is on black and I'm drawing on that mask selection, so that black and white box that's right next to the photo up in my layers panel, I'll be able to draw away parts of the image that I want to get rid of, and this will help me refine the edges. So you can change the size of the brush tool to make it easier to take away or add back. If you want to add back a little bit of the image that you took maybe too much away, make sure you press X and you should be drawing with white now. It's kind of like erasing and then drawing back from the original image. I'm going to copy this same process to add the rest of my images. I'm just placing a linked file, making sure they're in the position I want, and then I'm going to use the lasso tool to cut them into the shape that I want.
This cut is fresh.
Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I'm going to be selling the traditional collage that I made to raise money for the Loveland Foundation, which provides free therapy for Black women and girls. If you'd like to purchase that, you can check it out on my Instagram at @emmasato. I'm also going to be providing a free link to download the digital collage for personal use, and that will also be on my Instagram.